Hi, I'm Liron Cohen.
And I'm Mimi Torchin.
And you're listening to Lady Parts TV, the podcast.
Whee!
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi, welcome back. Hi, Mimi.
Yeah, we haven't been here for a while.
Oh, actually, only a week and a half.
Is that how? So
Yeah.
It seems like forever.
No, that's it. And we have fun things to tell you about today. If you're hearing any purring, that's Mimi.
Ooh.
No, that's Lola.
She likes to
Okay.
sit here and next to the microphone.
Yeah, no, actually, she likes to sit here, and she doesn't have a choice. We put the microphone next to her. Okay, so guess what? We have two, not one, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin movies to tell you about today.
Amazing.
I'm so excited.
What a bonanza.
I would love to have a new Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin movie
Every
day.
week. No, I don't want it every day. I have too many other things to watch.
Okay, so I'm going to start by telling you about Moving
I
On.
loved it.
Wait.
I loved it.
Okay, moving on. No. Moving On is coming out in theaters March 17th. And if you can, go support it in the theaters because I want them to know that we want these movies. Okay?
Yep.
So,
You mean with old folks like us?
with
they're even
fabulous
older than
folks,
we are.
no matter their age. But yes, especially
Well,
these
as
two.
Michelle Yeoh said,
Yes.
don't let them tell us, ladies, that we're past our prime.
I think quite the contrary. I think women only get better with time.
Yep.
This was written and directed by Paul Weitz, who also did Grandma, if you remember, also starring Lily Tomlin, which was wonderful. And it's starring Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, and also Malcolm McDowell and Richard Roundtree. And this is a very, very
Interesting.
cool, dark comedy, which apparently, according to Jane Fonda, she didn't even realize it was a comedy. She was playing it straight.
That's so funny.
She said that when she saw the first screening of it and the audience laughed, and she's like, I didn't do my job right. Okay. So this is Jane Fonda reunites with, her character reunites with Lily Tomlin's character.
They went to college
They went
together,
to-
and they were friends for a little while, I think, afterwards.
Right, but they haven't been in
drifted
touch.
apart.
They haven't been in touch in a long time, and they reconnect when their best friend dies, and they go to the funeral. And I won't tell you too much beyond that. I know that the trailer shows you a little bit of it, but there's so much more to it. And
It's a very surprising film.
It is. It's
has
very
a
clever.
Yes, and it has surprises, and it has some very deep things to talk about.
yeah, in very, very subtle ways.
Yeah.
We were I don't remember what we had just watched before that we said, oh, well, it doesn't hit you over the head with it. It does it very subtly, and it has actually a lot to say.
A lot to say.
About, again, I'm not going to tell
No,
you.
don't,
No,
because-
I'm not,
because
it's
this-
ruined the surprises.
yeah, no.
It's those little nuggets of wonderful things that you're just going to enjoy along the way. And more than anything, Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin together are magic.
They are.
They're just magic.
They had the greatest chemistry since, I don't know.
Sliced bread?
No. Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, I don't know.
Since Otalia.
They don't have as good a chemistry as Otalia.
Well, they don't need to have romantic chemistry, but they have best friend chemistry, and you can see that it's true to life because they are best friends in real life, and they're just so beautiful together. They're just so funny and
it's so
heartwarming.
easy.
Yeah,
Their shorthand, their timing, everything is
their timing
is just
perfection.
perfection. Yes.
Yeah, I love this movie. I didn't really know what to expect.
No, me neither. And I just kept saying about every 15 minutes, I love this movie.
I know. We really enjoyed
It's
every
very
second of
relevant
it.
also.
Yeah, we really enjoyed every second of it. So it will very much surprise you. Don't judge it by the trailer, although the trailer seems fun too, but it has so much more going for it. So moving on, please, if you can, go to the theater, wear your mask, but go to the theater and support this movie.
Absolutely.
Or buy it when it's streaming, but you really support it, okay? So they know that we want those kind of movies. So that's Moving On. And moving on.
Yes.
It was right there. How could we
Yes,
not?
of course. Here's the movie you've heard way, way more about.
Yes.
than moving on.
Yeah.
Which is 80 for Brady, also starring
Jane
Fonda,
Lily
Lily Tomlin, with the divine addition of Rita Moreno and Sally Field, who I just loved.
It's like double fudge.
They're fantastic together. Also, Tom Brady, Billy Porter, Harry Hamlin,
Sarah Gilbert, but mainly it's
but
the four.
It's the four women.
Yeah.
And it's based on a true story of four senior citizens, best friends, who live in New England, and they are in love with Tom Brady and the Patriots.
Yeah.
And they decide they're going to go to the Super Bowl.
I do want to mention, though, that they're in love with Tom Brady and the Patriots, but not just like that, but they came together after the friendship came together around this tradition of watching.
Right.
It's so much about their friendship,
Of
way more.
course,
Because
yes.
when I heard about it at the beginning, I thought, oh, really? They're going to do, like one of those things where they like to mock older ladies' sexuality, and it's all
charming.
about.
It isn't about that.
It's about the
at
friendship.
all. It's about the friendship. It's about overcoming adversity. It's about having a great time, joie de vivre, and it's sunny. It's just, everybody is great and wonderful.
Again, the chemistry
Tom
between all
Brady
of
is
them.
adorable. The four women are superb, just superb, and they're wonderful together. Sally Field just made me laugh.
I know.
Every time she opened her mouth. You will never think of Strap-On the same way after this movie, thanks to Sally Field. And I recommend it highly. I thought it was going to be kind of schmaltzy. And,
I thought it would be
sentimental.
silly. I thought it would be silly.
It's fun.
And this is why I wanted to emphasize that it's about their friendship, because I find it so trite and old, cliche, kind of obnoxious, the fact that they're constantly trying to sexualize older women. Not that there's anything wrong with that per se, but just that it almost seems like it's offensive.
It's mocking.
Yes, exactly. It almost seems like it's done tongue in cheek.
Yes.
So when I heard about the premise, I thought, oh, really? It's going to be all about them crazy about Tom Brady? It's not.
It's not.
It really is not.
They love football. They love Tom.
But it's about their
bonding.
Friendship.
Yes.
Their sisterhood.
It's
how
very
they get
beautiful.
How they get one another through things.
Yes. It's a wonderful, heartwarming, funny, filled with fun, delightful movie.
Yes.
And I recommend it even if you aren't over 65.
I am not.
I know. Well, you sort of are.
I am.
But,
it's true.
Yeah.
But and again, if you can support this film, it's still in theaters. It's also available for purchase online streaming services. Please support it. Again, we want them to see
that older women can sell tickets.
So I am so much more easily gonna buy a ticket for that than a lot of other things.
Right.
So please do. I just want to mention it's directed by Carl Marvin and written by Sarah Haskins and Emily Halpern. 80 for Brady. Moving on, 80 for Brady. Oh my God! Just do a double feature and have a great weekend.
Worth every second of your time. You will thank us for telling you about, especially moving on, because you will have heard everywhere
about 80 for
Brady. Now, my comedy idol. This is a new stand-up review, except it's really a play. It's not stand-up. It's a play with a trajectory, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's Judy Gold, who I worship, and I will worship her even more after this. It's called Yes, I Can Say That.
I'm just going to pause for a second and say I know we usually do TV and film, and this is theater because you have to go and see it in the theater. I know you have to be in New York to see it, but also it's based on a book that I really highly recommend you check out.
Absolutely. And it was written by Judy Gold and Eddie Sarfati and directed by B.D. Wong.
Oh, so it's another the TV connection.
Yes, and
it's currently performing at the 59 East 59 in New York
City
through April 16th.
Thank you, Liron. It's really about it on the face of it. It's about political correctness and how it sucks, and it's one of my pet peeves. And I will not be caught bowing down to the gods of political correctness. But it's more. It's really about how it's about censorship, how comics have to be able to say what they need to say. It's important to society. It's important to humor, and it's important to freedom.
Right.
Really, it is a very big subject told in a very funny and angry way. Judy is so angry, and so am I. So I really, really, really loved it. It's really, really brilliant.
And important.
Important. She tells a lot of true stories about things that, you know, really, it's about cancel culture.
And that's what I wanted to say, that, you know, political correctness has been taken way, way
Oh, my
beyond
God.
with cancel culture, because it's not just the old days of don't say
No,
that.
and
you
nobody
know.
has a sense of humor anymore about things.
Well, but it's even more dangerous. And actually,
Yes.
her book is called "Yes, I Can Say That." When they come for the comedians, we are all in
Well,
trouble.
yes, absolutely.
And she uses that very specifically because when you censor comedians, that's the beginning of the erosion of freedom of speech. That's the beginning of the erosion of oppositional opinions, and it's very, very dangerous. The trajectory from there to oppression, to
There's
dictatorship,
quite a
to
bit about the
fascism.
Holocaust, actually,
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
humorous, very funny. I mean, we screamed.
Yes. Well,
But-
Judy Gold, she's just.
But we
brilliant.
also applauded, and I completely identified with everything that came out of her mouth. And I think it's a very important show and book. I highly recommend you buy the book.
Right. So
Because it's filled, or that
or
you listen
listen.
to it.
I listen
because
to
then
it.
you get the benefit of Judy's
Exactly.
brilliant timing and her
her delivery.
delivery. Yeah.
And actually reading the book or listening to her, because why would I not choose to listen to her when she's telling it? She did a lot of research into comedians throughout the years, and she incorporates a lot of that information into the show, because it's not just her ranting about.
No, it's
you know,
about fact.
It's about how important comedians have been throughout history, what women have had to go throughout history in comedy, and again how
No,
it relates
it's
to government, to politics, to freedoms.
It's a very funny show about a very serious subject.
Right.
And I can't recommend it more highly. I'm a big Judy Gold fan.
And so should you be.
Yes, so
Just
should
saying.
you. But I say go see. Yes, I can say that, and it's sort of my mantra.
Yes, if you can be in New York City between now and April 16th, definitely get tickets. You should be able to get tickets. If you can't, buy the book, especially if you can do the audio version, and then you can hear Judy talk about all these things, and
Either
then
way,
it's half having a play.
Either way, and my hope is that this will be taped.
Yes.
Or filmed,
Yeah.
and that it will be available on a streaming
HBO
service
or
at
yeah.
some time. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah,
So
me too.
anyway, Judy Gold, yes, I can say that. And
See it, hear it, buy it.
read it,
Yeah.
believe it.
Okay, so now, some of you might know how disillusioned I am with award shows. So we watched the Oscars, and in case you didn't get it when we said last time on our last podcast that we will not be naming names, we'll name a name.
We'll name a name.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
I watched it. Leron did not. I watched it. I watched it all the way through. It was not hard to watch because I am a huge Michelle Yeoh fan, and she was magnificent.
And Jamie Lee
Curtis was divine, but I still don't know what it was about. It was
according to Jamie Lee, it was about love.
Yeah, well, blah, 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 blah. It was the craziest movie I've ever seen. I have no idea how it captured the imagination of the critics in the way they did, the Academy in the way it did. It is not the best picture. Sorry, Daniels and everybody else involved. Oh, I've lost my voice. Yeah, it's a crazy little film. There are parts of it certainly that are relatable and that are very good. Visually, it's mind blowing in its way. Michelle Yeoh, I'm all for Cate Blanchett to have won this award, but I adore Michelle Yeoh, and she was the heart of this film. There would have been to me no reason to watch this movie without Michelle Yeoh. And then, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis, and they are divine together.
Yeah.
They do a lot together. They have a lot of chemistry. Okay.
So the way we feel about it is that almost every year there's one movie that everybody becomes enamored of, and I don't know if it's that somebody decides and then everybody else is like afraid that they didn't get it,
It
so
just
they
goes
play
in the
along.
zeitgeist. It just
Yeah, because it happens every year. It seems that there have been years when there were movies that won so many awards, and I was like, "What's so special about this movie? I don't get it."
exactly. Usually they're just sort of milk toasty.
Yeah.
This one was just
Cuckoo.
cuckoo.
But all right, so we're gonna tell you about the movies that we thought, because of everything that happened with the my conference and stuff, and with the fact that we didn't do podcasts during award show, we didn't tell you about all the movies that we saw and what we thought. So we thought we would use this opportunity as a response to the Oscars to tell you about the movies that stood out to us last year. And we're gonna start with a movie that actually did get a minute recognition at the Oscars.
It got an Oscar for
It did, but it was only
screenplay.
nominated for 2 Oscars.
Yeah.
It could have been nominated for more, and it should have especially been nominated for directing. But
it
God
was
forbid we
wonderful.
break tradition and nominate a woman for directing. Women Talking was written and directed by Sarah Polley and based on the book by Miriam Toews, and it starred Rooney Mara, Judith Ivey, Claire Foy, Jessie Buckley, and many others, including Frances McDormand in a small role. And this movie, to me, was perfection
Oh,
from
so
beginning
great.
to end.
And Ben Whishaw,
Right,
who
right,
was
right.
very, very important.
And very good.
Very good.
The entire movie was just, everything about it was beautiful. The screenwriting, the visuals, the acting, everything about it was exquisite.
Yes, it was gem-like.
What it had to say. Please watch this movie. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous film that you will have finished watching feeling changed. Really.
And it is based on a true sect of Mennonites in Bolivia, someplace. I think it's Bolivia. It's somewhere out there.
Yeah.
And it's hard to believe.
And when I saw that this movie was all about women fighting oppression, women talking, women reaching decisions together, showing how the world would be different if we let women handle
yes.
things, I said, this movie doesn't have a chance. Oh no, because it's too much in the face of fucking patriarchy. So please, everybody, see Women Talking. Okay, I'm getting off my soapbox.
You can stay on your soapbox. I'm all for soapboxes.
And here's another movie that didn't get any recognition, which was one of our top 3 favorite movies of the year.
The Woman King. Mm-hmm. It was first of all, it was directed by Gina Prince Bythewood, written by Dana Stevens, and story by Maria Bella, which I didn't know.
Fabulous.
And starring Viola Davis, Thuso Mabudo, Sheila Atim, and Lashana Lynch. Everybody in it was wonderful. This is the first movie since The Help that I have really, really loved Viola Davis in. And I would have been perfectly happy this year to see her get a nomination for Best Actress. Oftentimes I think she's overrated.
Although I would have wanted the
younger in supporting actress for sure.
Oh, she was the lead, I think.
Oh my God! No, she wasn't the lead, but she was spectacular.
Was so good.
The Woman King is a true story, and it's based on the Agoji, which is an all-female unit of warrior women who protected the African kingdom of Dahomey. Dahomey in the 1800s. They are fierce. They are amazing fighters. It was so stirring. It was so exciting. It had so much to say about women and their power and
their plight.
And their plight, yes. It is
stunning.
A stunning film, and I do not know why it was overlooked.
Because it was directed by a woman, all about women.
Yep.
Women who didn't need men to protect them.
No, they protected the men.
Quite the contrary. Yeah, so as soon as we saw that, okay, no chance of that, I guess.
Well, I didn't feel that way. I thought there would be a chance, so I was quite
Carol,
surprised.
Because you know what, the thing about Carol is it's not even about the fact that they were lesbians. It's about the fact that they didn't need men in their lives. In the movie, in their lives, the men were inconsequential.
Or a pain in the ass.
Right. So when it's a movie that says, hey, men, step aside, they just don't know what to do.
It had some recognition, but the fact that they didn't even use all 10 of their slots the year that it could have been nominated.
It was a statement.
And it was not nominated.
It was a
an
statement.
exquisite
Yeah.
film in every way. I think practically the only thing that won was Carter Burden's score, right?
Can I just say, every year since Carol was not nominated,
we go through
talk
this
about
rant.
it.
I know. Well,
Okay.
fuck you, Academy. We're going to be
We're
talking
not
about
over
it till
it.
we die. We're going to be I'm going to be literally like, fuck you. Carol was an exquisite film and it should have won the Academy.
All right, well, this is The Woman King. See it, enjoy it, appreciate it. It's so good.
Now,
Yes.
Tar.
Tar. Ta-da-da-tar.
Written and directed by Todd Field, starring Kate Blanchett, Nina Haas, and a bunch of other people whose names I don't know.
By the way, starring Kate Blanchett and Nina Haas as a couple.
Yes.
As a married couple.
Yes. But mostly
Kate
it's Kate
Blanchett.
Blanchett. And it is a very serious film about a serious subject, but it is a magnificent film. It is full of drama and excitement and magnificent music. And Kate Blanchett acting her little heart out. It is a stunning film, an intellectual film, a film with a lot to say. I just loved this movie. And yes, it got some recognition, but it didn't win. It won fuck all, right?
Yeah, I think he did win fuck all.
And it is a big, magnificent, brave, interesting, intellectual exercise in fabulous filmmaking.
And also, so you know how in adaptation, I told you this many times, in adaptation, the movie with Meryl Streep and Nicolas Cage, the screenwriting advice that he has is wow them in the end.
Wow them in the end.
They wowed us in the end.
Did
they wowed us in the end.
Kate Blanchett can sell anything.
Pretty much. Yeah, we saw her sell Tim Tam. We saw her sell...
She can sell anything, including this fabulous final 10
It was
or
so
15
genius.
minutes
It
of
was
this
so
film.
it made us howl when we realized, because it was kind of, it started small, it opened up, and every time it opened up further, we realized what was going on, and by the end of it, we were howling at the screen. We're like, we need to watch this again now.
Oh, I'm ready to watch this film again. Let's do, okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Fortunately, we have it.
I don't need much to convince me to watch Kate Winslet do anything. Kate Blanchett. Or Kate Winslet.
For that matter, yes. And she is so hot. I'm sorry.
She's always hot. She doesn't need to do anything to be hot.
But,
yes, but especially when she kisses Nina Haas. If you haven't seen it, I recently posted.
Don't go for the sex.
No.
Because there's very little.
But but I was happy that she was a lesbian, just as a fact.
Well, except that.
Yes, I know. It's a big part of the plot that some people had a problem with. I personally didn't. If you had a problem,
that's part of what the story is about.
No, but people had a problem with it.
Well, I didn't have a problem.
I took it
with
for
anything.
what it was.
Absolutely.
I took it for what it was.
This is what the story is.
Yes.
And by the way, she's not a real person.
She's not.
It makes it seem as though she is, but she's not.
Yeah.
Actually, I think she's James Levine. That's who she's supposed to be.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh,
you
yes,
read about
yes.
that?
Oh,
okay.
yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's sort of based on James Levine.
Well, anyway,
except he's so ugly.
It was a very, very interesting movie, and I just want to also say, as oftentimes is the case, the trailer is completely not representative of the actual film. When I saw the trailer, I thought, oh, this is going to be completely psychedelic. No, it wasn't at all.
No.
But it was very masterfully done in terms of the filmmaking.
And I'm mad for Mahler, so Mahler is very important to the score, to the film, and it's got a great score. I think I want to buy it.
Speaking of scores, and it's a complete aside, if you have not seen Steven Spielberg and John Williams being interviewed on the Colbert Show, just give yourself a gift and watch.
It is so fabulous.
Yeah.
John Williams, what an incredible man he is at 91 years old.
Yeah.
He's younger than I am.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Tar. Now, a movie that unfortunately was overshadowed by mayhem, gossip, and I don't know. Don't Worry, Darling, again, directed by a woman, Olivia Wilde,
Wonderful job.
written by Katie Silberman, and starring Florence Pugh, Olivia Wilde, Gemma Chan, Kiki Lane, Harry Styles, and Chris Pine, which was a really, really interesting film. That I did not. We watched it in the afternoon. We watch movies in the afternoon that I'm kind of like I'm not committed to. So I was like, okay, let's watch this in the afternoon.
Go to the kitchen and cook. I always finish everything.
Mimi finishes everything, but I don't have the patience. So it's always like, okay, if we watch it in the afternoon, I don't have to watch the whole thing if I don't want to. I had to because it was just too good. First of all, it was gorgeous to look at. It was such period.
The set decoration is magnificent.
It was so saturated, and I really, really, really appreciate directors these days who dare to go with saturated. Everything is so desaturated, teal and orange, and no.
But it was set in the 50s, right?
It had to be.
It's a very saturated period.
Very. I love that period. I just love watching it. I love the car. I love the
sort of
cars,
utopian community.
the costumes, the hair.
The cars. I wanted to have sex with those cars. I love cars, especially cars from the 50s and the 60s.
Don't call the cops. She won't do it.
No. Anyway, they're inanimate objects. What do they care?
Anyway, and again, according to the trailer, I was like, this movie's going to be a little too kooky for me, maybe. It was fascinating. And Olivia Wilde, good job. Great job at directing
She's a very good director.
It was very unique. It was very interestingly made. Florence Pugh is fabulous.
I adore her. I love the way she sounds. I'm always amazed when she opens her mouth and that voice comes out of that small body of hers. She's a very good actress.
Yeah, it was a very, very interesting film. And again, another woman director who did a fantastic job and completely ignored.
And Harry Styles was wonderful.
Yes, he was.
He's so cute.
Yes, he is. So this is Don't Worry, Darling. And finally, a movie very much different from everything we just talked about.
And personally, I think it should have won the Oscar.
Yes, but at least it was recognized in some ways, and it was nominated.
Right.
And it won some BAFTAs and other things.
Well, it also won Best International Film.
Right. So you may have already guessed that this is All Quiet on the Western Front, which, is not about women. In fact, there wasn't a woman in sight. In fact, there was one woman slightly in sight.
Slightly in the distance.
Slightly in the distance. This is pretty much the representation. But it was about war, so that's something that's close to our hearts. World War One. And it was a harrowing film. I did not see the original. And this is
I didn't see the original either. And there was a remake in the 70s as well.
Right, but they do make a point of saying this is not a remake. This is sort of a reimagination of the book, not of the film.
By Maria Remarque.
Right, and the movie was directed by Edward Berger and co-written by him and Leslie Patterson and Ian Stokell, and it was starring a newcomer. The fact that this is his first film.
His first film.
Yes.
He will blow your mind.
Felix Kammerer. Daniel Bruhl is also in it in a small role, and a whole huge cast of really wonderful actors who we don't know.
That boy should have been nominated for
he so
Best
should have.
Actor.
First of all, the entire movie was on his shoulders. Every single frame practically has him. And
it's all seen through his eyes and his experience.
And he was so deeply moving and stirring and everything.
The film will kill you.
Yeah, it was. It's World War I was one of the most brutal.
It's so brutal.
And most of them were just cannon fodder.
Cannon fodder.
They were just sent out there to just die. It was like the Civil War,
except that there wasn't as much artillery as there was in World War I, and then the biplanes at some point. But mostly it's just men hurtling themselves into bullets.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
Just stopping bullets.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it will enrage you, those fucking generals. I hope they're still roasting in hell.
Who are always, sitting in their comfy rooms.
Eating good food.
In warmed, heated rooms. Mm-hmm. Just discussing the future of...
Throwing food to their dogs.
Right. While these guys are out there losing everything, so this is brutal, and they don't shy away from showing you how brutal it is.
Up to the last second.
So be prepared. It's tough to watch. It really is. It is excellent.
It will gouge out your heart and your soul. It really will. But it's a magnificent film. Yeah. It's gorgeous to look at. I'm so glad it won cinematography. Although, let me just throw in that I think Banshees of Inisherin should have been nominated for cinematography. It was the best thing about it. this movie is, I don't even know how to characterize it other than it is soul crushing and it is brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is All Quiet on the Western Front. I don't even know if we said that. All Quiet on the Western Front. And so that we just, this was a good opportunity to tell you about our favorite movies of last year. There were probably a few others, but in terms of
there were, but I can't think of them all either.
Well, but in terms of things that we were missing at the Oscars, or that didn't get enough recognition at the Oscars, or that got recognition and stood a chance if Everything Everywhere All at Once didn't just sweep everything.
Yes, just back to Tar for a second. I haven't read them, but apparently there were 2 op-eds in the New York Times saying why the film was not correct. These are from music people. Was not, true to the world of music, and I say it wasn't a documentary.
Yeah,
it was a narrative. I don't care. I really don't care. It was a story.
Yeah, and that's what sometimes people have to remember. If we go back to Judy Gold and cancel culture and all that stuff, is that if you make a story up, I mean, case in point, Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? Anything goes,
including hot dog fingers. There you have it.
But this wasn't correct enough for them, right?
Because it was serious.
Yeah, well, but I take things for what they are.
Absolutely. Relax, people. Take that stick out of your ass and just relax. And go with the flow.
Sometimes I feel that it's important, but I feel that sometimes when you're being petty about the small things, it takes away from the big things when they are important.
The whole picture.
When you do point them out.
Let's look at the whole picture.
Yeah. Alrighty, so you have quite a little nice list of films to watch if you haven't yet, and even a play to go see.
Or read.
LadyPartsTV@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought of the Oscars and of the nominated films, or anything else you want to tell us. We haven't heard from you in a while because we were absent.
Because you haven't heard from us.
That's right.
You heard from us recently, but mostly you haven't heard from us.
Yeah, so feel free to drop us a line, tell us how you're doing, and talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.